Right, Kevin? Well, Kevin, the HVAC was off this morning, so it must have been either a power blip or something else that happened in here to cause the HVAC. Yeah, I think we're working okay this morning, so that's good. So we're talking about sins of the tongue this quarter, so we'll continue with that. We are talking about James. We'll continue talking about that. I don't have quite as much interactive slides and that sort of thing this morning, but we'll still ask some questions and see where you are, see what we're thinking. We're kind of building, we're setting a foundation is what the goal is this morning. Setting a foundation from James's writings and trying to understand how that really applies to us, what it means for us when we're talking about sins of the tongue. So bear with me as we get through that. Hopefully it'll make sense. It's a little bit scrambled around a little bit. Maybe I could have done a better job of making it a little more concise or putting it together, but hopefully you'll see the point. And that's really the goal of what we're trying to do. We're trying to get to think about our use of the tongue, how that impacts us, and those sorts of things. So that's kind of where we are this morning. Before we start, let's begin with a word of prayer. Kevin, would you mind leading us in that?
Your word, these all seeds, being most of our sin. Father, we know there are those who are able to be here in sickness. Gives us sins.
Amen. Okay, if you haven't joined us before, we've got this little Slido thing we do. If you want to go to the QR code, we'll have our first and only kind of interactive thing here this morning. If I can get the clicker to go. Okay, so describe the problem that we're dealing with. Kind of go back to Wednesday. Describe the problem that we're dealing with when we're talking about the sins of the tongue. And I'll take it either on the Slido screen or you can voice your thoughts directly, whichever you'd prefer. Tell me the width and the depth and the problem of the sins of the tongue. Give me some examples of how the sins of the tongue is a problem. Somebody over here? Oh, cannot be tamed. Okay, what did you say about the heart? Okay, yeah. The things that you say come from the heart. Good. What else? It's all consuming. It's small like what? Rudder or a bit or fire that starts in California. We might smell the smoke here in Tennessee, right? We tell a falsehood about our friend or neighbor, and before we know, it's with their spouse, their family, their related ones. It spreads like wildfire, and so we can't contain it. Good. What else? Can be used to bless and curse. We don't have any influence if we're using the wrong type of language. Good. What else? Making you think this morning. We talked about several things Wednesday. What other things? Is it just those things that pass through the lips? Okay, what else would it be?